Hello there. I'm Alena Chapman, founder of Soul Manifesto. And today I want to talk a little bit about expectation. What is expectation? Well, you know what expectation is. It's that thing where we say, oh, this should end up this way. My goal needs to happen just this one way. My person in my life, my lover, friend, needs to act just this way in order for me to like them. I expect my kids to go to college. How is it different than a goal? Well, if you have a goal and you have it like it just one thing, then that's expectation. But if you open up your goal to something higher, such as, I want to serve people and I know that clients will flood and come, but it's not really an expectation. And it's more of opening it up to a higher thinking. When we have expectation, we're keeping on a very straight line. We know if we do A, B, C, and D, we will get the result. And that's my point. If we understand that expectation actually gets in the way, causes us the hardship, causes us the anguish, and instead we surrender, we still walk the walk. We just know that something bigger is going to come at the end. And as far as relationships, isn't it much more fun to watch relationships grow and evolve than to say you must be this or you must be that in order for me to love you? You must take out the garbage for me to love you every week. How silly that sounds. But yet we do it. We have those expectations with everything. What would the world look like if people didn't have expectation? Where they surrendered, where they would trust when they walked into a meeting. They'd have some points that they need to cover, but it's not like there'd be this is what I'm going to attain in this meeting. What would they really have happen that would be so horrible? Nothing. In fact, what they would have instead is a meeting that would be full of life, where they would hear more than staying in their little box of what they have to attain. And they would hear what other people wanted. New ideas would be able to be fertilized. And my gosh, growth would happen instead of me just meeting what I expect. And in a relationship with a loved one or with kids, oh my gosh, if we didn't have that expectation, we might actually enjoy our time with them. We might find that it opens the door because our mind's not so busy with what we think has to happen, that we actually create life and experiences. And isn't that why we're here? We're here to experience and taste, not regulate and make. Yeah? Expectation causes sadness. Expectation causes disappointment. And expectation breaks up relationships and also gets people not in a good place at work or even breaking off friendships. One of the 3 top fears of people starting businesses or moving out of their comfort zone is fear of failure. Well, if you don't have an expectation, folks, you can't fail, because everything is an experience and everything is an experiment. And if it doesn't work out, you just morph it into another way, because there's no expectation. You surrender it to something bigger. I remember when I was doing an exercise. I was actually at a Bob Proctor event, who was one of my mentors. And he had us write on a card our so-called goal for this year. Well, I didn't think of that. I wrote down, I will help millions at some point in my life. Well, he came around and everyone's saying, I'm going to make $1 million by such and such a date. Okay, you go for it. Well, he came to me and he goes, well, that is extremely vague. And I said, not really. I said, I'm just lifting it up to something bigger. And he said, but I want something really concrete. And I said, why? Yeah, I was a problem child. But yet, to this day, I think I'm much happier than a lot of people who set that date and expected it. And oh my gosh, they would call me so angst. And I would say, chill. If you don't make it right at that date, you can make it a week later, a week. No, I have to make it right now. Okay, you go for that. I don't know. How do you want to live? What would it be like to try 2 or 3 days, or maybe a whole week, putting expectation on the side while you played this game of life? What if every time you saw yourself starting to expect a certain outcome, especially with other people, how silly that is. We can't control other people. I think that's very funny. So let's start with people. Let's see if we can start this expectation game with people. So this week, I would like it if you would put the expectation over here, and from now on, when you go in with people, talking to your kids or your lover, your husband or your wife or your whatever, and not have an expectation, and see what happens. It could be the most eye-opening experience, and you could have a heck of a lot of fun. Please let me know how this worked for you. And if you can move from relationships and then you start with your life, oh my gosh, you might live a happy life. Isn't that amazing? Again, I'm Alena Chapman, and Spirit is love. And why do we complicate love with so much expectation? Let it go. Let it go. And when you do, love opens up like a flower and you live with Spirit. Namaste. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll enjoy. Namaste.